Hi, everybody. My name is Jam. I don't know about you, but my work-life balance has always been a complete blur. It's really just sprinting from one thing to the next. I have two kids. I run a sales team at an agency, and I also own my own agency. I go to bed a lot at night with my list not completely checked off. Do any of you feel overwhelmed or like you just have too much on your plate? That's the thing. We all have so much to do. We're giving more and more tasks, but a lot of us have been stripped of resources and budgets over the last couple years. So when I heard about AI, of course I jumped in with both feet. But that story's for another day. How many of you use AI? Well, if you said no, the reason is that I recently read that AI is mostly used by people ages 18 to 34. In fact, 60% of users are in that age range. There's so many of us not using it, and that's because I think there's a lot of nervousness around it. But you know what? This is just our next leap in technology. And for those of you outside of that age range, you've already been through a lot of changes. Do you remember when we thought video would kill the radio star? Well, now the radio star has his own podcast. He's just fine. Remember when you thought that you had to make a mixtape for those that you love? Well, now you can make a playlist and you have access to millions of songs. The dot-com bubble made so many millionaires, and it brought us the World Wide Web, which we really can't function without. When Adobe products came out, artists all over the world thought that it was the end of real art. There was no more a hand holding a pen. But look what Disney and Pixar have soon created for us. We have monsters that tell us not to be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. We have rats that can cook. And we're even teaching our kids how to feel from the inside out. AI is just the next movement. And really, you better become a part of it because it's happening whether we like it or not. It helps us be more efficient and it helps us work smarter. I'm going to tell you a few things that I would do if I was starting a business or in sales and marketing. And then I'll show you a few things that I like to use and how I like to use AI in my personal life. A quick intro. My name is Jam. No, it's not my real name. It's a nickname. And I got it because I have this ability to learn the lyrics to every rap song I hear. It's a blessing and a curse. I've been in agencies working from sales to marketing and actually owning my own for the last 20 years. When AI came out, I couldn't help but see the efficiencies at hand. I've jumped in, taken courses, stayed up hours and hours and hours to help bring AI to you. Well, let's get started. I think the biggest thing to note is that our starting line has changed. We're no longer starting at zero. When we're given a task to write content or create an app or a website, to look through Excel spreadsheets, to write code, we're literally not starting at zero anymore. We can use AI tools that get us 80% of the way there. We're constantly able to use these thousands of interns who seem like they went to a really good college. One of my favorite AI tools is pretty basic. It's ChatGPT. Did you know that they had 100 million active users 2 months after they launched? Like I said, 56 to 66% of their users are in the age range of 18 to 34, and they're doing some amazing things out there. It's estimated that over 300 million jobs will be impacted by GPT. What I like best about ChatGPT is that it's open source. So hundreds and thousands of developers have been extending its features and functionalities for the past 18 months. While ChatGPT was launched about the same time as Google's LLM and things from Perplexity, this one is far beyond the capabilities of the other LLMs. And the reason is just that. There's thousands and thousands of developers making it better. So I'm showing you a little bit about ChatGPT in here. Currently, it's able to go to ChatGPT 4. It has GPTs, which are just like Apple's app stores. Companies can now make their own custom GPT that has ChatGPT's functionality inside of it. So we're seeing more and more big companies have custom GPTs. About 6 months ago, it also integrated with DALL-E, which is OpenAI's image generator. And so now it can create images right in the chat as well. You can also create your own GPT really easily by just hitting that create button up at the top right. With this, you can create any sort of custom virtual assistant that you need. And you don't even need to write a prompt. You can now just chat within the create area and ask it what you want it to do, and boom, there it is. If you go to configure, you can also upload knowledge in the form of PDF, Excel files, whatever it is that you may need. I'll have a little bit more on this later. So it seems magic, right? It's almost magic, but it's really not. It's all in the prompt. It's all about how you talk to your LLM. Prompt engineering is also a very hot job title you should know about. In fact, you can make up to $330,000 a year, and this job market is going to grow 36% from 2023 to 2033. So what is prompt engineering? It's really just how to communicate with these neural networks. Here's an example of actually a bad prompt. Create a marketing plan for Visit Utah. It's pulling information from the web and its data sources, but it's not really bringing you exactly what you need because you didn't tell it what it needs. It still does a pretty great job though. Again, an unprompted LLM request is really just like an untrained intern, except for they can't get you coffee. So as you can see, it's kind of giving you a general strategy of what a marketing plan would have with some general ideas, nothing really specific. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to a good prompt. So we call these mega prompts when they're really long like this. So it's act as the marketing director of Visit Utah. Your goal is to create content to tell the story of how Salt Lake City is the best destination for leisure travel, as well as corporate conventions and incentive trips. How can you use ChatGPT to tell the story of our concerts, cultural events, shopping, culinary, art museums, conventions, sports events, and the beautiful landscapes that surround our city? So that was a lot. I'm giving it instructions of how to act with the act as. I'm asking it how it can give me more information too. So let's see how that one does. We'll go over to ChatGPT and we'll enter it in. So this response is going to give me content about the specifics I need in my role because that's what I asked it to do. So it's also telling me how I can use ChatGPT. So with the shopping and culinary experiences, it's telling me how I can use ChatGPT to curate lists of top shopping districts and culinary destinations. The really great part about this is if I do want it to dig in further, I would just say, give me details around section 1 topic, shopping and culinary experiences, and it would go ahead and do that for me. So this is how I start a lot of my projects. And you can see I'm no longer starting at zero. This is some really amazing information that I have to get started on my marketing plan. So let's see what else we can do. This is a mega prompt for creating a newsletter. This time I want them to act as a marketing director of Visit Utah. Craft a newsletter about 5 things to do in Salt Lake City in the springtime. The audience is family, leisure, travel. Browse the web and mention upcoming family-friendly events, hotels to stay at, and outdoor activities for kids and parents to enjoy. So this was really, really specific. I asked it to tell me what's best for this specific audience, and I asked for it to browse the web so that it would give me upcoming family-friendly events. If I didn't say that, it would just give me general events in that year, but because I said browse the web, it's actually giving me things that are coming up in this next quarter. Those little paragraph or quotes are actually links to those events. The other cool thing is I did ask it to give me a newsletter header image, and it created this. Again, I gave it no information. This is just what it came up with based on this newsletter content. So this is really amazing. I could create a great newsletter from this information and save a ton of time if I were to start from zero. Let's do one last one just because they're fun. All right, create promotional material that positions Salt Lake City as an ideal location for corporate events, focusing on state-of-the-art facilities, accommodation options, and unique team building activities. Browse the web and create links back to options for locations and events. So again, this one's super specific, and I asked it to do promotional material. So that could be anything from a one-pager to a brochure. It doesn't know. And I did ask it to browse the web again. Now, this time it came up with this. I had to share this image because it's both great and weird, and I love both of those things. Why is this part of the place setting? Makes no sense. However, I do think the image of this brochure or one-pager is actually really great. I don't know much about Salt Lake, but this gave me the exact detail that I asked for. Now I'm ready for my next outdoor adventure in Salt Lake. That was our little sneak peek at ChatGPT. So I know you want to get out there and try it right away, but I really want you to stop and go get this set up from our website. It's at JamOut.ai. Once you fill out the pop-up, you'll have access to this setup. And really all it does is it asks you about 15 questions about your business, your audience, your goals, your products. And then when you upload this along with your prompt, the responses that you're getting are going to be so much better. It's really amazing. It takes you from 80% to about 96% done. So definitely give that a try. International partnerships. It's really important that we have information that's accessible for outside our country. You never know what kind of interesting international meeting or event you could be a part of, or who's trying to get in touch with you. Now with AI, we have the chance to really show ourselves globally. I'm going to give you an example, but before I go into this, I need you to know something about me. I only watch sports for the snacks. So this might not make any sense, and it's not a very realistic scenario, but we're going to use it for today. So the scenarios that the soccer team in Germany and the soccer team in Brazil need to have their last playoff game. And so the people of Visit Utah, they want to suggest that they play at America First Field. Normally, they would create a presentation and hire a production team and go out and get footage of their stadium and have an actor come in and write a script all about why America First Stadium is the best place to host this game. But you only have one day to get it done. Unfortunately, you didn't see the deadline. You got to get it done today. So let's use AI instead. We're going to use ChatGPT to create my script. We're going to use ChatGPT to create the concepts. And then we're going to paste our script right in here. This platform is called DID. And so paste in your script, we'll pick out an avatar. We can then choose the language, and we can also choose the voice that comes with that language. So we're going to go ahead and hit generate, and we'll be able to see the video. So let's see what comes up.
Welcome to Salt Lake City, where America First Field stands ready to host the epic showdown between Brazil and Germany. In the heart of the U.S., our city offers not just a central location, but a vibrant atmosphere, passionate fans, and state-of-the-art facilities. Experience the thrill of the game in a city that celebrates soccer, surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of Utah. Salt Lake City, where champions play. We're ready for the game, are you?
Well, I maybe would have picked a different voice after I heard that, but this is DID, like I said, and the voice here, it does sound a little AI generated. There's another way to do speech to speech where you could record yourself reading that script, and then it takes your the character of your voice and keeps it in, but changes it to that voice of your choice, as well as language of your choice. So I think we should try that next. But first, does anybody here on this webinar speak German? Well, see if this sounds right to you.
Welcome to Salt Lake City, where America Fast Field stands ready to host the epic showdown between Brazil and Germany. In the heart of the US, our city offers not just a central location, but a vibrant atmosphere, passionate fans, and state-of-the-art facilities. Experience the thrill of the game in a city that celebrates soccer, surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of Utah. Salt Lake City, where champions play. We are ready for the game. Are you?
I don't know if that was real, but let's see. Let us know in the comments. And hopefully this gets our point across to our friends in Germany. I'll spare you the Portuguese version today, but the point is now that we can create content in any language. This is bringing down so many barriers of communication. Think about it in your personal life. Next time you travel internationally and make a friend, you can send them a video of yourself speaking in their own language, telling them it was great to meet them. But put in a note that your teeth look better in real life. Speaking of real life, this is a picture of my daughter and I in Ridgway, Colorado. And I always say that using AI can actually make you more human. And I get some funny looks when I say that. But think about if you could automate all of the to-dos on your list that don't require your full self. You know, the reply to the email that the contract is signed, the social media post, the concepts for a script that are due, or the recap of the 25 Zoom meetings that you had today. You can take all of that stuff and automate it so that you can have time to go do the things that you love. Or take some time and bring your true self to an in-person meeting over coffee. Remember why you chose to be in your current role. And remember why you're the perfect fit to be there. I bet it's from your experience. It's who you know. And I know it's from your unique self that you bring to the table. It's not about how many emails you can write or how many scripts you come up with or how many Zoom meetings you can summarize. Let's go into an example. This is an example of Visit Wyoming and Visit Denver's Instagram squares. They have amazing content showing off the beauty and activity that happens in their states. Looking at these with somebody as an agency background, I also realized how much work and planning and thought goes into every single post. But now we have help. Here's an example of a post from Visit Utah. It's a great post. I thought it was a 10 out of 10. But how much time did it take? And here's a quick prompt that you could try to get 5 other caption options for this post. I think all of them are just as great. The prompt is act as a marketing director of Visit Utah. Write 5 social media captions for a post about representing Black-owned restaurants in our state and how they're a major component to the multicultural culinary scene. So as you can see, these responses came up really great. Of course, you'd have to call out the ats here for the people tagged. But besides that, all of these would be perfect captions, and they were done in about a minute. Speaking of time, you know what takes up a lot of it? Video. Every company needs video. Your job is to tell the story about why your corporation or company or city is the perfect place for whatever it is you do. So what a better way to show that than capturing real people out and about, enjoying your scenic views, restaurants, meeting venues, and products. Video is a key piece of everybody's success, but production is changing. And I know because along with running JamAI, I still work in the video production world. I just love it, so I'm not going to leave. This is one of the videos we made for Visit Denver a few years ago. Video is changing rapidly. The entire world of video is about to be shaken up. So let me show you how AI is changing the game. I'm going to show you an entire video made with AI, from the script to the music, to the concept, to the images, to the animation. Every single thing is AI created. Take a look.
Welcome to Saturn, where luxury meets the cosmos. Indulge in unparalleled extravagance amidst the wonders of the universe. Lose yourself in the beauty of our panoramic vistas. Explore our vibrant alien cities, boasting stunning architecture and captivating culture. From alien concerts to exquisite dining experiences, Saturn offers a pair. Your celestial escape awaits. Discover the ultimate luxury destination for Saturn. Saturn, beyond the rings, beyond your imagination.
Not bad for a robot. So the concept and script were ChatGPT, visuals were Midjourney, animation was Runway ML, voice was 11 Labs, music was Muse.net, and that's pretty wild, right? It's only just the tip of the iceberg. Let's keep looking. So maybe it's not the whole video that you need created, but maybe just part of it. You can now change a background from winter to summer. You can make edits based on auto suggestions. AI in video is speeding up render time in large files, giving us quicker turnaround times. We can do content-aware transition effects, which is where AI will now take our cuts and recommend new ones and new placements for smoother and faster transitions. In subtitles and translation, we can now have AI transcribe videos, create subtitles, and translate to multiple languages within minutes. I just remember a few months ago when I used to have to go to outside agencies and charge thousands of dollars for services like this. And it would also extend our deadlines. Things are getting done so much faster with AI. So a few years ago, I worked for another agency that had United Airlines as a client, and we did one of their training videos. And what happened was we wrapped a 6-figure production, delivered the file, and they came back and said, oh, we're actually changing our uniforms. The collars now have a gold stripe on them. So we had to redo the entire video. They had to pay an entire new 6-figure budget. And it was all something that we could do with fast fill, which is what you're seeing here. So this is an example of an Adobe product that does something called fast fill. So right now we're highlighting an area and generating a tie. The thing to notice is look how it moves with him and looks so natural in the sunlight as well. So if you think this is cool, just wait. This is an example of text to video on something called Runway ML. It's a literal text to video. So I just entered this text and I created 4 seconds of animated glory. You can continue to build scene by scene in either 4 or 8-second increments. Something like this seems small, but if you've ever been in the animation world, giving something movement takes so much time, and this is really good. However, I must tell you, you have to know how to prompt specifically for AI video, or else you end up with something like this. I just tried to write a kitchen that cleans itself, and it didn't really understand. So in this next video, I'm going to show you this entire video sequence, and everything was made with just Midjourney. I want you to see how creative you can get, and you can really think outside of the box. The other cool thing is that these images that you're about to see were also suggested and created with AI. So that was pretty neat, but it did have this very specific AI look, right? Well, the world is about to be shook up once again because OpenAI recently released Sora. It's still in beta testing, but this video is just amazing. This is also a text, a prompt to video. So in this one, it's a stylish woman walking down a Tokyo street with warm neon signs. This one is several woolly mammoths approaching you through a snowy meadow. Like, this is just amazing because they're extinct. We never have seen this before. A movie trailer featuring an adventurous 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet, blue sky, salt desert, cinematic style. This is completely going to change the world of TV and film. We thought the script writers were mad, but we're about to see and hear complaints from everybody else. Actors, producers, and 3D artists. Check out this. No more Pixar needed to create little fluffy creatures. A paper craft of colorful fish. Look how realistic this looks. It's just really, really wild. So this is supposed to be released within the coming weeks for public use. We're actually hoping it would be out this week, but I'm not seeing that happening. But just think of like the amazing capabilities that are coming with video like this. It's going to be a complete upset, but I'm actually pretty excited to see how it turns out. All right, let's get into some personal AI. Also, I'm watching the time here. Feel free to give me the hook whenever you need. I know we've talked a lot about ChatGPT, but I just want to cover a few other LLMs that I really like. So Meet Claude is a Anthropic product, and I think it's really, really great for longer form content. And it's always been really good at evoking a very personal tone. Gemini is Google's LLM, and it came out, or it was called Bard, and then just about 2 weeks ago, it turned to Gemini. And then the final one here is Pi. Pi is actually an emotional LLM. So instead of giving you a lot of information, it's more somebody to talk to about serious things. So Pi is actually something you can do on your phone, and you can talk to it via voice or you can type. I recently just talked to it about some issues I was having with my cat, and it gave me some really great information and resources and checked in on how I was feeling. And it was just really, really amazing to see how realistic it was. I felt like I was talking to one of my very close friends who's a therapist, so quite nice. The next thing I use every day are custom GPTs. So I quickly showed you some of those earlier. Those are the custom virtual assistants that you can build on ChatGPT. And I just want to tell you a few use cases. So I have a client, and she was studying for this very, very difficult test. And I was able to create a custom GPT for her for a study guide. And she had failed this test 4 different times. And then we made the GPT study guide, and she completely passed it. No problem. She was like way over the cutoff for pass or fail. I use this for my personal life, for my kids' classes. I'm their class parent. And so I have GPTs where I've uploaded the class list. I've uploaded information about that class. I have a calendar uploaded in there so they know when all the field trips are. And so on every other Friday, I can write a update for kindergarten class, and it'll do it. The other cool thing is just content creation in general. If you have specific brand guides or brand guidelines, tone guidelines, uploading those into the knowledge base and then creating your GPT will be really life-changing for you. This custom GPT, let's just create a quick one that tells tourists ideas of what to do in Denver, Colorado. So you can build these two different ways. You can see right now I'm in the configure tab. So this is where you can go in and actually add instructions, which is basically a prompt. And then you can see I could put conversation starters down there as well, which would be things like show me ideas for teenagers in Denver, upcoming events, concerts. And then below that in the knowledge area, that's the place where you can upload files to train your GPT on specific things. So that's kind of how you do it with the configure tab. And then I'll show you how it works. So this is just an example. I just selected upcoming events and it's giving me things for February 2024. So this is a really, really simple example, but just start thinking of all the different ways that you could use GPTs in your personal and your professional life. Again, I have them for my kids' class, but like just for my JamAI business, I have about 15 different GPTs that all do different things, from content creation to Google ads to Facebook ads to creating a 8-step funnel for my emails. It just depends on what you need, and you can create a virtual assistant just for you. And then the last part is you can use DALL-E to create an image for it. And then once you have that, you can either save it as its own personal thing, or you can publish it and share it with the world. And you can always email that link to people as well. So now this is the Denver, Colorado tour guide, and it's available for anyone. So go ahead and give it a try. Email assistants. This is something that I wasn't sure that I wanted because it seems like it's pretty personal and in my personal space, but I really love it. I use something called Grammarly, and Grammarly allows you to connect with multiple apps, but I use it primarily for Gmail and my Google Suite, so Word docs or any sort of Excel files. And all you do is you install it, and then once it's installed, all you do is just open up an email and it'll actually tell you what you need to do. So I'll show you how it works. We'll open, it'll help you with misspellings or rewrite something for you, but basically you can open a document and say you're doing an email or whatever it is, and you can select the person that you want to write the email to. And then you could write a subject line and it'll suggest a better way to put it. I'm always pretty short in email. I'm like a to the point type of person. And so for me, I can come across pretty, I don't know, unfriendly sometimes because I don't necessarily say like, how was your day? Or sometimes I don't make the effort. And so this is nice for me because I can have it sound more friendly or more confident, or just say lengthen it. And it does a great job. This is another thing where you can train it to know your tone, know your product, your company, have links so that when you mention something, it'll link it. This is a really, really great, fast way to make email communication a little bit easier. It does also, I don't have an image here, but it does also do suggested replies in your inbox. And so if you turn this feature on, you can open an email from somebody in a thread and it'll already have a draft for you, and it'll be drafted what it thinks that you should say. So I find it quite nice. I don't know about you, but I get hundreds and hundreds of emails a day, and this is a great way to be responsive and professional and friendly. Fathom AI, this has completely changed my life. I love Fathom AI. I know there's a couple different Zoom tools out there, but my day is full of Zoom meetings between my agency and my sales team, and I don't know what I would do without this, because now I can actually show up to my Zoom call really present. I'm not like making notes or thinking of what to do next. It records your whole call. It will give you a summary of that call. It will also give you the transcript. So what I do is I take the transcript and I copy it and paste it into a Word document. I download that as a PDF and then I upload it into ChatGPT. And then I can ask questions to ChatGPT of things that I need. So for instance, this is from a discovery meeting for a project I'm working on. And I ended up adding this phone call along with all of my knowledge base around creating email funnels and digital marketing and AI. And I asked it to create a whole plan just in this specific conversation. And it was really incredible what it gave back to me. And it keeps all of us on the same page. It's great. Love this. Can't thank them enough for existing. Everybody needs video content, and sometimes you don't have time to make it yourself. So if you're trying to grow your YouTube, or if you have a really long form video that you want cut down into smaller ones, this is a great place for you. This is called Opus Clip. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to take this clip from last week tonight, or this video from last week tonight, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to put the link into Opus Clip. And actually, it's really cool. I put this in, and it's basically about how AI is changing our world. And I went ahead and asked for clips, and it gives John Oliver and Last Week Tonight all the credit, but I can have this on my YouTube. And it also gives me a post caption with a score of how people will respond to it or how well to do on social media. So I also really love this. I do a lot of speaking and webinars, and I use this also for those videos. So even this webinar, I can break it into 50 different pieces of content for social media. This is Zapier. It's an automation tool that I could literally do another 45-minute speech about. It's so amazing. I have, just to simply sum it up, it's kind of an extension cord between two apps, and one of those apps can be ChatGPT. So now you can automate ChatGPT to go into Facebook, email. This is a great way to respond to emails in your inbox. Again, if you don't want to use Grammarly, you can use Zapier to respond to emails with ChatGPT. You can also create Facebook posts in your Facebook page with ChatGPT. I'm currently using this now for a Google ad I'm running, where if somebody clicks the link, they then automatically get registered to my webinar, and then they get registered into an 8-step funnel that I have as well. So Zapier has endless ways to help. The other thing I'm showing you right here is how to create a chatbot. So there's chatbot features and functionalities within Zapier. And all you do is simply write in a prompt. It creates a chatbot from your ChatGPT account. And then you can embed that on any sort of website. So we have tons and tons of chatbots, both for us and for our clients. For our AI author program, we have probably over 300 or 400 chatbots at this point. But we love Zapier. Please come up and ask me questions about it later. This is all about the plugins. Plugins are kind of changing as ChatGPT is evolving with more specific GPTs, but they still are in there. So like right now, I'm having Photorealistic create a prompt for Midjourney. So I know I mentioned earlier that ChatGPT does come with DALL-E as a photo generating tool, but I like to use Midjourney. I think the images it comes up with are just a little bit better. And I say that and it changes week by week, but that's how I feel this week. So let's just see how this works. So right now it's creating these prompts. So I'm going to go into Midjourney, which lives in Discord. So if you want to try Midjourney, you have to go to discord.com and make an account. And once you're in there, you have to go to Midjourney, and you can play with the Midjourney bot as I am here. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. And I do have instructions on how to do this on my website. But basically, I put all the prompts in, and you can see as these images are being created, the detail in here is just really, really amazing. You can see how the prompts in here are not only telling you what it is, but I'm also specifying what kind of camera and lens and what type of day it is. So these are just amazing images that are free to use. You can use them in your advertising. You can use them on your website, whatever you want to do. I just want to take a closer look at these. So this was the small business owner in Denver. I don't know why it automatically assumes it's kind of like a magic potion shop, but I'll take it. This was a retired man relaxing outside. Like, these look so realistic. Young professional. And then spaces are friends in architecture and interior design are just loving what they can do with AI art. It's been really, really awesome. So remember how long it used to take to come up with social media content? So with ChatGPT and a nice prompt, we can create a social media plan to reach specific clients on specific platforms in just a few minutes. So as you can see here, I'm having it create a 30-day plan for me. And over on the right, I just have a clip of what that looks like. So the post content and hashtags. And then all I do is I go over to Canva. And I'm going to automate these because I obviously don't have time to go in and post all these myself. So all you do is you upload your posts in a CSV format. And then we're going to choose a template that we like. I'm going to choose this one. I don't even like it, but just because we're short on time. And then all you do is you go to bulk create, which is over in the apps section on the bottom left. So let's go over there. And what it's going to do is it's going to upload our CSV, and then it's going to put our content where you see the content on this. So we're just going to go here and say connect data. And then we have to make sure that this one looks good because it's going to act as our template. So kind of clean it up a little bit, make more space in the template because it will repeat itself. Take any sort of little blemish out. And then once you hit continue, it'll generate 13 of these little videos. And if you wanted to make different backgrounds, you can simply just get different videos in here and drag them in. So now you have 13 different faceless posts for social media, whether it's TikTok or your reels, whatever it is you need to do. I could go on and on, but I am actually out of time. I could do this for another 2 hours. AI is changing everything that we do, and I'm here to be at the forefront and bring all of this neat technology to you and your business. So please check us out at JamOut.ai, join the AI Club Society, or if you need a little bit more help, you can always work with me on a one-on-one basis. Just look for me in the jam-packed area on my website. But thank you so much for joining today, and I look forward to hearing from you and answering any questions you might have.